Ja, hallo meneer. Bitte. Ja. Haben Sie Benzin? Kerzen? Ich habe eine Kerze, Sie haben das Benzin gehört, weil das Benzin ja. Was macht das sinnvoll? Hallo? Ja? Ja, maar dat is. Dat is het dus. Dit jaar is vandaag de hoofdmatch geweest, maar na de hoofdmatch is meestal alles weg. Hè? Je kunt er toch niet meer binnen. En van dat zijn we het uit, van dat snel aanzien. Ja.
Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Porsche Cup, or Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux here, as they do indeed head onto the grid here. And we've got ourselves a race. The race is scheduled to start in around about 10 minutes time. So again, they're going to be on the grid here, get their final checks. And well, we could be expecting some potential weather as well. I've just checked my weather app and it says it's got the chance of rain over the next 2.5 hours. So yeah, anything is indeed possible. As you can see though, at the front end, it is indeed Huub van Eindhoven who is the one to watch out for. He is on pole position, and then he's got Sebastian Freemuth, who is in second position there in the number 31. As you can see, there he is. There's Huub van Eindhoven in his very famous green for Team PGZ by JW Race Service. And well, best seat in the house right now, looking to get a victory for the first race here at Zolder. 2 races this weekend, of course, for these drivers. And can he make it 1 from 1 for the weekend? We head then to my favourite livery on the grid. That's the number 31. That's Sebastian Freemuth for PG Motorsport. Was on provisional pole around about 4 different times in qualifying. It was a very, very fun qualifying to commentate on, that is for sure. And well, we're going to be looking for a very fun race here as well, again, with the potential for changeable conditions. The track is nice and dry, though. They've already had a DTM race here as well. So earlier on, where the track was maybe 95% dry, it's now 100% dry, so they're going to be all good. And that will include the curbing as well. We saw a 3-car spin-off. We've got Glenn van Parijs then for NGT Racing in P3 in the number 15 car. Again, getting a nice close-up of these cars. They are absolutely beautiful. Nice thumbs up there as well. So the top 3 drivers then are indeed all from the pro. Dylan Deerdale from Belgium Racing, home team in the number 99. We'll start on the second row in 4th position. Again, top 4 of this championship, or top 4 of the grid, are all from the Pro Series. There are 3 championships within 1. There are Pro, Pro-Am, and indeed Am. Then we've got Thierry Vermeulen in the gold and black livery, the number 69. We'll start in 5th position. Next up then is performer of the day so far, Larison, the number 54. An Am driver in the front 3 rows. Was on provisional pole a couple of times, but ultimately was very consistent during the session. So the top Am driver on the grid. Then we've got the number 9 here, Xavier Masson. Another one of our pro drivers as well. For Team PGZ by Red Ant Racing. Joining him then on the 4th row, we've got Stephen Van Ree, Team GP Elite in the number 72. Again, another pro driver. 7 out of the top 8 are in the pro category. And then we have the 97, the lead Pro-Am driver, Nicholas Salens for Belgium Racing. Pretty happy to be there, that's for sure. As we have a crow, just casually walking across the grass. So we've got 4 minutes, 50 seconds to go here before race 1 indeed does take place. John De Wilder in the number 21. He'll be starting in 10th position. Another Pro-Am driver. Next up then is the number 4. That's Floris Dulart for Team GP Elite. Some funky liveries this season as well, which you love to see. Nice touch that they've got their flags as well on the door panel. And then we've got the number 3 then, Ziad Geris for Team GP Elite. Another Pro-Am driver. Ooh, here we go. We can start hearing the roars of the engines. Ghislaine Cordial in the number 2 for Team GP Elite. Expecting to see him a little bit further up the grid order. Well, he's got a race to do that now. Luke van der Feesten for Team PGZ by Red Ant Racing is the next driver on the grid. Then we've got Philip Toonkens, who is in the number 55. And then we had Andrei Mukovoz. And then Konstantin Zakharevsky. That is your full grid here. Again, 3 minutes for them to go, and then we are off for some racing action. And off we go then. So we have one full formation lap here before we do indeed have a standing start. This will be frantic, this will be exciting, and while you do not want to miss this, that's for sure. We've got 2 races for you this weekend as well. The second race will actually be tomorrow morning, so you haven't got long to wait before the second race. You can wake up and have your breakfast during the race. I don't know, do what you need to do. It's definitely too early to have a beer, but who knows. It's midday somewhere tomorrow in the morning, but yeah. The 2 races will be very, very exciting. They always are. The Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux is just, yeah, an absolute privilege to be involved with, actually. As you can see there, the worst position to be in is a cameraman on the top of a crane. Absolutely not. No, thank you. And here's the vantage point we have. Yep, rather you than me. Absolutely not. No, thank you. That's horrible. But we wouldn't get the cool camera shots without them. So, again, tip my hat, sir. Well played. Huub van Eindhoven then will be taking us away. All of these drivers trying to generate as much heat as possible. They'll all be a little bit wary of the fact that there might be some changeable weather in this race. It is Belgium after all. And the prospect of a bit of rain never hurt anybody, did it? As we come through the first chicane, looks like we've got the fake cone put back up that was taken out earlier on. Then we've got the little curve downhill down towards the second chicane. We're on the exit of it. You don't have to worry about the tarmac, you just go over the curb. This curb is about 40 foot wide. Had a nice little close-up there of Floris Delart's car, the number 4. And wow, this is going to be interesting here. Freemuth and Huub van Eindhoven. Huub starting on pole position. Those two were trading lap times left, right, and center earlier on today. And are we going to see the same in the race? They will be able to use the curbs right on the exit during this race this time, whereas in qualifying they couldn't. It was just too slippery for these cars, specifically these cars. So with that added knowledge, I think we're going to see some very interesting racing. It's going to be the moves are going to be made really early here. You've got to try and catch drivers off guard. You've got to try and catch them with cold tyres. It does take a couple of laps to really get the tyres warm. But here is the official starting grid then. Huub van Eindhoven is on the front row with Sebastian Freemuth. We've got Glenn van Parijs and Dylan Deerdale. Thierry Vermeulen and Jan Larissen are your top 6. Again, far too quick for me to be able to read them out quickly. I can only apologise. 20 cars, though, starting this race. And here we go, then. First race at Zolder. Seventh race of the season so far. They're at the halfway point now. This will take them over the halfway point by 1 race. And, well, a big result here for Huub van Eindhoven, considering Deerdale leads the championship. Huub van Eindhoven here has a big chance to take the lead of the championship. So here we go then. We are now waiting for the green lights to appear. Green flag in the background then. There's your lights, middle of your screen. You can hear the engines roar then. We're at Zolder. It is indeed the first race of the weekend for the Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux, and I'll tell you what, it's a fantastic start here for the front two, but look at Thierry Vermeulen. The number 69 cars ended up going backwards here. You can see in the background then, Larison is going to drop down a position. He's got the outside line through turn number 1, and actually is going to hold on to a top 5, actually 6th position it is. He's dropped backwards here as well. We've got action then for P3 in the background as well, but Huub van Eindhoven and Vrijmuth are off into the distance here. Paris then is in what would be, I think, P3. Look at this, it's proper frantic action here. There's the number 15 and number 19. So Paris has got the inside line then. Bit of a door bang in there for sure. And of course, with the championship lead here in hand, Dylan Derdale probably needs to get up towards the front two as quickly as he possibly can. Has the inside line then through the first chicane and does indeed hold on to that position. Great stuff then from those two. Again, rubbing is racing, as they say. And well, they duly did a little bit of rubbing, that's for sure. A little bit further back then, everyone's getting through nice and cleanly. Huub van Eindhoven, though, has absolutely shot his way into the lead of this race. He is checked out. Big mistake there by Vrijmuth. Gets completely crossed up there and well, scrubs a load of speed off. Luckily, it's not the quickest part of the circuit. Now it is, and he's under a little bit of pressure here then from championship leader Dylan Derdale for Belgium Racing. Huub van Eindhoven, though, still leads the race. Glenn van Parijs, though, is indeed trying to keep hold of the front three. Huub's just hoping these battle for position, and he's able to just drive away. 28 minutes, 30 seconds remain. Plenty of time. We're only at the end of lap number 1, and look at this. It is completely full of action, as you'd expect with these. Glenn van Parijs is also trying to come through, back up into P3. I want to get that done as soon as he possibly can, but at the end of lap number 1 then, it is Van Eindhoven that leads. Vrijmuth holds on to P2 though, just about. Then we've got Derdale in P3. Van Parijs then is in P4. Xavier Masson is in P5. Then Larison has held on to P6. And well, there's a big spin in the background here then. The 917 of Jerome Kreeft is unfortunately facing the wrong way. And what's happened here then is just got, crossed over on the power a little bit too early, unfortunately, and just spins it around. And it's not the fastest of spins, is it? That's for sure. Heading then down in towards the first of our chicanes here on lap number 2. Vrijmuth then not going to be able to have to go too defensive here, I wouldn't imagine. No, they're not really close enough here. They will close up though on the exit. The Concertina effect, of course. Van Parijs is very, very close indeed. So P2 to P4 are very much covered with a blanket. And there's a big, big lock up here from Vrijmuth. And that will be perfect scenes for Derdale. Derdale, of course, needs to get up to Van Eindhoven here. Those two are the leaders of the championship. It is Derdale that leads by 5 points as it stands. But right now, Huub van Eindhoven, if it was to finish like this, would be your new championship leader in the overall standings, that's for sure. And let's check out then not only the overalls here, let's check out like the AM Championship. So the AM Championship right now, Larison currently leads the way in P6. So he's in a good spot here, although we do just have a little bit of a replay. Yes, front left, just locking up there, and the rear left as well by the looks of things. Over the curb we go, and that is only going to get worse as the race goes on then. And wow, a big strip of rubber's just been ripped off from the bottom of the car there. And that is not ideal at all. Vrijmuth, though, does indeed, even though with that lockup, has held on here. Is there a potential move for P3? Yes, there is a potential move for P3. And again, there's door banging between the 15 and the 99. Derdale has just been thrown out wide there. He's not going to lose 1. He's going to lose 2 spots here. So Xavier is going to come through as well. Position taken. And, well, it is going to be Larison as well. The AM driver, is off into the kitty litter there, out into the gravel trap. And, unfortunately, he's going to lose that position back then. So moves up 1, drops back down 1. Larison, though, P6 as it stands, leads the AM. Ad Geertz is not in this race. We've got Jerome Kreeft, who's down in P18 right now. And Van der Feesten. Where's Van der Feesten right now? He's down in P16 right now, so Larison's having a great time right now. P2, under pressure here, then Vrijmuth under pressure from the 15 then. So Van Parijs is closing up. Meanwhile, Eindhoven into the lead of this race. He's gone. In the Pro-Am Championship, we have got then the number 97 is in P11 right now. Where is Floris Dullart? Floris Dullart then is in P13. He's second in the championship. We've got Ziad Geris then, who finds himself down in 10th position here. So again, it's a great day for the leader of that championship. But look at this then, a nice setup then from Van Parijs. He's gone one way, he's been defended against one way, and now the defense is happening the second way as well. Fremuth then trying just to keep hold of the middle of the circuit here. It's almost going to be 4 into 1. A late lunge up the inside then from Van Parijs. And is he going to get this position done? He does. He's going to sneak up the inside now. And wow, you can see then that we've potentially got another change for P3 here. It's just all going wrong now. All going wrong for Fremuth here as it stands. And it looks like we've got Xavier Masson coming through as well. 5 cars here battling for second position. Late lunge up the inside there by Larison, who wants that P5 as well. And he's going to leave a perfect amount of room around the outside. Again, you don't really tend to expect that kind of respect in this series, but Larison has indeed given all of that room. Down towards then the chicane here. And he's got to leave the room on the inside, but should get a very good exit around the outside. Beautiful stuff there. And well, Xavier Masson was looking very, very strong to gain a position to maybe go up to P2. All of a sudden now finds himself now down in P6 and under pressure from 2 cars in behind. A big lock up then again from Xavier Masson. And unfortunately going to lose a little bit here to Larison. Larison up to P5. This is now given the positions of second, third, and fourth the opportunity just to drive away here. They're separated by around about half a second, but Van Parijs has made his way up to second position. Fremuth is in third, which is great news for them, but not for the number 99. Dylan Durdale, who again is the championship leader, is just dropping like a stone here. We've got the replay. And it's a very, very poor start from our third row, actually. So Thierry Vermeulen and indeed Larison both dropping positions here. Larison recovers pretty well in the second phase. Vermeulen not so much, which is a bit of a shame for him. So we'll keep an eye on Vermeulen. Of course, we know how fast he can be. And he just gets absolutely swamped here. It's almost like he sort of lights later than everybody else. Front 4 get through pretty nicely. You can see there Durdale trying to make a move on. Here, well, here's the move. Here's the move of the race so far by Glenn Van Parijs. Late up the inside there. You can see he gets squeezed onto the apex and, well, yeah, puts Durdale out onto the curbing on the outside, which meant a couple of other cars are going to come through. Again, don't think there's much wrong there, to be completely honest. I think there was a, well, no, there may have been a slight nudge, actually. And he'll try and fight his way back through, that is for sure. Cool camera replays here. And oh no, the number 20, that is not good at all. So Konstantin Zakharevsky has got the car stopped here in the middle of the circuit. Should be okay to get going once again. This is just up on the run towards the, what's this, the exit of the pit lane? Yeah, it is, just out of turn 1. Gets the car going again, so should be all good to go. So just dips that right rear, gets on the power a little bit too early, and that is all she wrote. Back up to the race leader then. Eindhoven has been watching this in his rearview mirror, all of these cars frantically battling for position and ultimately being able to drive away here. But I'll tell you what, Van Parijs is the fastest man on circuit right now. He was 4.5 seconds behind Eindhoven on the previous lap, and it's coming down. So Van Parijs is closing up now. He's got a bit of clear air here, so this is very interesting. A bit of debris there. The number 2 from one of the pit boards has just dropped over onto the circuit there. That's one way of getting your message across. Just throw the number at someone's windscreen. Van Eindhoven, though, 3.1 second in the lead. Van Parijs now in second. We've got a move here by the Thierry Vermeulen. I told you he'll come back through the pack here. And, yeah, he has indeed done that. Van Rie is going to drop down the position. So Van Rie will move down into 8th. We've then got Vermeulen moving up to 7th, and he's going to try and catch up to the pack up ahead. Fremuth then indeed going defensive here on Dylan Durdale. Durdale really having to make a move on here because Van Eindhoven is going to take the lead of the championship quite convincingly. As Ghislaine Cordial, I did expect him to come through the order. Right now, just moved up to P11. It will change once they go across the line here. Look at Vermeulen, though. Definitely being hunted down here by Van Parijs. Plenty of time, 21 minutes in this race to go. And if Fremuth and indeed Durdale don't fight too much here, if Larison just toes the line, all 4 of these potentially could go off and catch up to the leaders, but yeah, there's not much of a chance of that happening, especially in front of the fans. So as they come across the line here, it looks like Ghislaine Cordial has moved up to a top 10 now, so he's just gained 1 more position and into a top 10. So we've got a replay here. Oh, big spin, big spin there from Nicholas Salins in the Pro-Am category. Again, it's very greasy out there still. Not much rubber's been laid down. We've only had one race since qualifying this morning, or two. To be fair, we've had two. We had the BMW M2 as well. But again, with the rain we had last night, there's not been a lot of rubber laid down. So, yeah, it's a lot better, Nick, than it was indeed in terms of qualifying. But ultimately, it's not really in its quickest state. Eindhoven now, 2.7 seconds in the lead. So 4/10 taken out then by our P2, Glenn Van Parijs for NGT Racing. He is chasing down. He wants that lead here. And no one's going to bet against him, that's for sure, as Freymouth comes through there. Great camera shots of our P3 and P4. They're battling for the podium. Larison then trying to keep Xavier Masson at bay. And again, what a driver it is from our AM driver, Larison. He's been very impressive all weekend this weekend. I don't want to, overextend here and be all excited and whatnot, but to be an AM driver and competing with the pro lot, that's pretty incredible accolade, to be fair. Definitely got a bright future within the sport. Heading into the final sector then we come. This is where the scene of the 3 cars that spun earlier on by using that curb when it had puddles all over it. And that cluster of 4 cars then are in a pretty good spot. Thierry Vermeulen, though, maybe starting to catch up. Oh, look at this then. Van Parijs is now closed up even more, ladies and gentlemen. So 2.1 second is the gap as he crosses the line again. We're going to get even more timing update here. Yes, we are. So it's now 2 seconds. Van Eindhoven is 100% being caught. They're all catching Van Eindhoven, by the way. So everybody behind is catching up to Van Eindhoven. So he is maybe not even in the top 10 quickest drivers as it stands. So maybe struggling at the front end here. Larison then has got to try and keep Masson at bay. With just over the halfway point of the race. Oh, sorry, just over halfway to go, should I say. We've got some hazard lights then being flashed in the background here. Oh, no, that's a problem. That's a problem. For sure. So that's the number 917. That's a back marker, of course. So Jerome Kreef then just letting people go through. Good to see using the hazard lights, just let everyone know. So yeah, that looked like it was just very quickly, I was figuring that they were racing for position, but no, it was a back marker, the number 917. Just doing the right thing, letting everyone know, yes, I'm going to be going slower into the corner. It means you can get the job done safely here, which is good to see. And well, I tell you what, there's another back marker here, but this is the battle for what will be P3 as Larison makes a late dive down the inside. It's going to gain a load of time here on Masson. So Masson's been caught out there, but so is Freymouth. And Freymouth now under pressure from Derdale. As we head then in towards that final chicane, the gap's still 2 seconds between the leaders. And whether or not that's going to come down, Van Eindhoven looks like he's been given the hurry up here and being told, you've got to go. And the gap's maybe come down half a tenth. So yeah, Van Eindhoven then has found some pace. And I guess actually he did catch up to some lap traffic himself on the previous lap. That'll be why he lost so much time. And he was the first one to catch them as well. So that vehicle, Jerome Kreef, probably wouldn't have been expecting it this early. And ultimately would have cost him more time and then realised, oh, okay, so now there's loads more cars coming. And he's more aware of the cars behind. So, yeah, and Van Eindhoven, again, the flaws of being in the lead, coming back to bite him there, unfortunately. But it's now 1.8 seconds. So, again, another 2/10 taken out by Van Parijs. Van Parijs really is going to start to close in here. So you see there, Thierry Vermeulen now starting to catch up again. Well out of position considering where he qualified. But now starting to show some serious pace. Freymouth here has got a hell of a battle on his hands if he wants to hold on to that podium, that's for sure. Right now, though, a Dutchie in the lead, Van Eindhoven, as we come through here. And oh, not quite all 4 wheels off, but close enough. Again, you need to be careful. You don't want to be hitting that cone there, the fake cone, because you could be in line for penalties if you do so. Everyone trying to avoid it. So we've seen a couple of cars up on all 4 wheels off the ground. So across the line then we go. 1.8 seconds the advantage as it stands. It's maybe about to come down once again. And no, it's gone up. So 0.4 of a second. Van Eindhoven really is now starting to fly again. Freymouth then has just got himself a little bit of a gap there. Again, maybe an extra car's length, which is manageable. He'll be pretty happy with that, because considering they've pretty much been touching this whole race thus far. And Derdale still very close indeed here. You want to try and get as close as he possibly can, going up towards the chicane. on the back straight here. On the brakes a little bit later than Freymouth. Freymouth not really able to get it tucked in quite onto the apex here. And I'll tell you what, I think this might be a potential for a move. It's maybe not quite close enough here. De Dale, though, of course, the championship leader, trying to preserve that lead. But with Van Eindhoven leading this race, it's going to become very, very difficult there. Very good run, though, from the 99 out of that corner. Freymouth under a severe amount of pressure here as Van Eindhoven jumps over the curb. And here we go, side-by-side action, forced to go out wide around the outside here. De Dale's got his nose on the inside, though, for the next bar. Freymouth, though, defends valiantly. It's brilliant from Freymouth. Almost loses the rear of the car. 4 cars now closed in into 1. And Freymouth there just about holds on, even with the contact mid-corner, mid-rotation, mid-acceleration. And you've just got to respect it here. And I'll tell you what, Larrison's gone for a late dive up the inside here, hits the apex. There's contact between the two again. And Larrison there, and that was more of a, I'm defending my position, but ultimately if there's an opportunity to make a move here, I'm making that move. And now you've got Xavier Masson trying to make a dummy up the inside, not quite close enough to take full advantage. Larrison, again, looks like he's late on the brakes, but still hits the apex. Again, very impressive drive here from Larrison for sure. Freymouth now, again, defending that position, and ultimately has gained a little bit of time here. The front two have kind of got away here from this battle because of it. Thierry Vermeulens flashing his lights just to go, all right, guys, I'm going to get involved now. Hi. And, well, it remains to be seen whether he can get involved enough to gain a few positions. But if these drivers race like this for the next 15 minutes, we're in for an absolute smoke show of a finale. So as you can see here, keeps the inside line, but again, the respect levels here, well, I say respect levels, Freymouth definitely squeezed De Dale there on the inside. That won't be penalised for sure. And then, well, keeps his foot in basically. Freymouth is always ahead, always just about ahead. And again, he's got to use the track here. He's got to be left enough room by De Dale. And that is all 4 wheels off, not quite. Rear right just stays down. But more importantly, Freymouth holds on to that P3 and a potential podium. And oh, there's contact between the two here again. Roles reversed. So Freymouth then got squared up. Had to take the outside line on the entrance to the chicane, but then we'll have the inside line. And, well, it looks like he took a load of gravel there. Oh, I can't wait to see that replay. That looked very frantic indeed. Larrison's going for it once again here. Just wants to stick his nose in, try and force De Dale to make a mistake. Ultimately not going to be able to here. 2.6 seconds now is the difference between P1 and P2. Van Eindhoven then, who was being caught for a good 10 minutes, has now really hit the hammer down. It's Van Eindhoven time, that's for sure. And then you've got this cluster of 5, now potentially 6 cars battling for that final podium spot. Here we go then. So, in all fairness, was there an overlap there? Well, it was a forced overlap in the end, really. And actually had to cut across the grass there. It's a fair play to both of them here. How that they're both still going in the same positions as they were is actually quite ridiculous. Because neither of them took the Optimum Racing line. That was an interesting line they took through that corner. It was a line, but yeah, not one you want to be taking too often for sure. Punctures are definitely the call of the day if you go through there each and every lap, that's for sure. Larrison now, who was incident between car 99 and 31. Under investigation here. I'm wondering whether that's just going to be called as a racing incident. Don't think there's too much in it. Like, no one changed positions. But it is under investigation, at the very least. And we just saw there a very dark cloud in the sky. I don't think we're quite going to get hit by it in this race. There's a couple more races this afternoon. Maybe that's going to be caught up here. Through the chicane. And wow, they've gone through their single file for the first time in 3 laps, which is an absolute blessing for these drivers. They'll be like, yep, thank you. Please, let's have a few more laps like that. Especially the guy at the front of this pack, and that is Freymouth. He has been absolutely put under some sensational pressure through there. And managed to hold on. Good stuff from him. Oh, big tank slapper there. Slide out by Freymouth here. And as we come up towards the final chicane, De Dale's got the run here for sure. And in which way is he going to go? He's going to go round the outside, then fakes to make a move up the inside. Then has to get on the brakes very, very early. Larrison then has to, a little nibble there. De Dale has to go defensive. Freymouth, though, is potentially going to have a bit of pressure here on the overlap. Not quite going to work out. He goes and blocks him down the inside, forces him to go round the outside. Round the outside is not the worst position to be in either. And actually, it is a move up the inside by De Dale. He forced it in the end. Larrison's going to lose 3 positions then due to being too close to these two battling for position. No, he's not. He's going to lose 1, actually, in the end. He holds that inside line, and this battle is not over yet, that's for sure. So we've got a third of this race to go here, and now De Dale, once he's been set free, he is gone. And I really want to see that full move once again, because that's a phenomenal move. 72 then trying to make a move on Thierry Vermeulen. That is indeed Stephen Van Ree. Van Ree, though, not quite close enough here. So can Dudale potentially drive away? You can just see how dark it is now here at Zolder. And maybe we will have a bit of a sprinkling of rain towards the end of this race. You know, we are set to have rain. The number 20 then is now holding up Van Eindhoven. So Van Eindhoven's lost even more time here. The gap now 1.6 seconds. And are we going to see a battle for P1 as well? Van Parijs comes through as well. Blue flags were being waved. You can see that the hazard lights were on. The job is a good one. 9 minutes, 50 seconds to go then. So it's anyone's really for P1 and P2. And then we've got the cluster of cars battling for what would be P4 now. The gap between Dudale and Freymuth is around about 1 second. He needs to try and close that back in. But then you look at the gaps between Freymuth, and then we've got Masson, should I say. Then we've got Larison, Vermeulen, and then Ree. So those drivers are very close indeed, all around 4, 3, 5 tenths of a second. Nothing really to choose between them. And well, now Van Parijs has got himself a genuine car to chase right up in front of him, maybe getting a little bit of tow as well along the start-finish straight and maybe the back straight. Are we going to see a Belgian win in Belgium? And the car just completely shoot off? Yeah, they did. They're back on. So Stephen Van Ree. So I was pretty sure a car just disappeared off stage right. Luckily, back on circuit. Didn't think we were going to see that car reappear there. Just shut off. So Freymuth, as soon as he's lost that position, is definitely losing time to Dudale. So Dudale has got some pace around here as Zolder. It's all about having decent track position. Got to qualify a little bit better. Be interesting to see what their second qualifying laps were like. So if you don't know how... Oh, Larison. Oh, no. Big contact here as Larison goes late on the brakes. Over-rotates the car. And oh, dear. That is not good. Not good at all. I'm not sure if he's going to get that... Okay, he's going to get the car going again. Just about. Back onto the circuit here, and Larison looking for a very good performance and a very good finish as the yellow flags are out. All going to be good. There shouldn't be any debris on the circuit, maybe a little bit of grass and a little bit of mud, but nothing that's going to stop this race. We are green flag racing again. Vermeulen's the one who's going to gain that spot here. Look how deep he's gone here, and that is on Xavier Masson. Masson is just a passenger, isn't he? Absolutely nothing could be done there. Larison, being what the lead AM driver, needs to learn from that for sure. And the slightest of contact here, the car just loses all sense of weight and friction to the ground, and it's just off it goes. So yeah, very unfortunate there. Very unfortunate as the flames come out the exhaust pipes at the back. And Xavier Masson's going to be relatively angry here, I would imagine. Gets the car re-going though. Luckily we don't need a safety car. And well, we are now into the final 7 minutes of this race here. Van Eindhoven leads the way from Van Parijs. Can Van Eindhoven hold on to this position? And there is your P3 as well. So P3, we just saw there, Dylan Durdale. We could have 2 Belgians on the podium here. Are we going to see a Belgian win the race, though? That's the big question. That incident then between Xavier Masson and indeed Larison, that is being investigated, as you saw on your screen right there. So 6 minutes, 30 seconds to go. Can Van Eindhoven, who for me hasn't had the outright pace in this race, I would say. I think there's a few drivers just in behind that may be a little bit faster in terms of race pace. Got a fantastic start, got a relatively good lead while everyone else battled behind him. And now he's reaping the rewards of what he sowed. So, yeah, you can't fault his performance here today. And on the previous lap, responded nicely. It was 2 tenths quicker than the car behind. So, potentially, just keeping everyone at arm's length here. As we see, how aggressive can you be on the curb? Van Eindhoven, yes. Gap coming down ever so slightly then between Van Eindhoven and Parijs, but again, just keeping drivers at arm's length. Only 5 minutes, 40 seconds to go, so not too long in this race, maybe 4 laps potentially. It's going to be tight, actually. Yeah, we'll be 4 laps remaining. by my maths. And well, can't guarantee you my maths is correct, that's for sure. And again, it is so dark here. I reckon the last couple of minutes here, there's a potential for a bit of wetting on the circuit today in P3. Had to fight for this top 3 today. Is going to lose the championship lead today. It's not going to be by a lot, but he is going to lose the championship lead. There's Freymuth then. Freymuth then in P4 as it stands. And then we've got Steven Van Rie, who's magically in the top 5. Thierry Vermeulen then is in P6. He, of course, lost time because he had to run so wide due to the incident that happened just a minute ago between Larison and indeed Xavier Masson. Masson, by the way, P7, so he's lost a couple of spots, unfortunately for him. Ghislaine Cordial, by the way, up to P8. So that's a fair performance considering he was qualified P13. And then we've got John de Wilder, who is in P9. And then rounding out your top 4 here, we've got Floris Dullard, the Pro-Am driver. Larison's moved all the way down now to P13. He's going to be absolutely gutted with himself here today. Ziad Geris, and another Pro-Am driver. He's second in the Pro-Am driver in that race today, behind Dullard. And then we've got the car number 97, Nicholas Salins, again, another Pro-Am driver. So those 3 are all very close here. Larison's still the lead driver in terms of the AM drivers, but he's up into P12 now. He's actually just made a move on Salins, but again, he would have wanted more here. Well, I say he's just made a move on Salins. Nicholas Salins is beached there. He is not getting that car out, that is for sure. 100%. That is, you're building sandcastles there, I'm afraid. And that will have to be dragged out. Is the car in a safe enough spot? Yeah, I'm wondering whether that might potentially be a safety car. Whether yellow flags might be enough here. Oh, well, we didn't see exactly how that worked out there, but certainly reverse entry into the gravel is not what you're looking to do. Through 4. I guess it's effectively turn 3. If it was 4, turn 3 isn't really a turn. Depends what you're thinking. Front 2, though, with 3 minutes to go. I said that this might not be a battle for the lead. I was wrong. 1 second separates the front 2. Van Eindhoven then and Van Parijs. Turns out if you've got Van in your name, you're going to be quick here at Zolder. And well, it's the battle of the vans. It's battle between the Netherlands and Belgium. And this is going to be an interesting finale for sure. Again, 1 second the advantage. And is that number 15 car going to be able to get close enough here? Just seems like he's able to get on the brakes a little bit later here. Again, it's starting to really darken over this circuit. Is there a potential for a bit of rain? 0.8 of a second now. The gap, of course, is now going to be made a little bit easier here for Parijs to stick around because of the slipstream. He's going to be right in behind here. And they've got 2 more laps remaining, so this is far from over. Huub van Eindhoven in number 10 then, from the Netherlands, trying to keep Van Parijs at bay. Huub van Eindhoven would take the championship lead, and actually, if he finishes second here, he would not be the champion. He would stay second, or tied. It might be tied, but ultimately he would not be out on his own in the lead of the championship. So he has to win this race to take the lead from the number 99, who's currently in P3. Dylan Derdale is currently P3 as it stands. And again, not needing a safety car here today. They've got a back marker to contend with as well. So as they come up then towards that chicane, again, that's the number 917. That's Jerome Kreeft. And this is going to go down to the wire for sure. Van Eindhoven again flashing his lights there. Just wants him out of the way. Just wants him out of the way. Both going to come through nicely here again. 1.5 laps remaining then through the second chicane on this lap. The gap comes down further. It's half a second now between these two. As we head then down the back straight in towards that final sector. Again, this is where Van Parijs seems to be so much better under braking. Through the right-hander, you've got to use the curb here. Oh no, there's a big smash here, and that might have saved him. Freymuth is in the wall. It's number 31. Was in P4 in this race. And oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Are we going to see that race on the final lap here? Or are we going to finish under yellows or potentially under a safety car? This is a big one here. And he just runs onto the grass. Oh, dear, oh, dear. Must have just got, yeah, lost sight of where he was. Went over the blind summit. And he is a big passenger there. Oh, that's a big, big impact. Good to see that he is indeed out of the car. And look at the tyre wall. The tyre wall's been separated there. That will be a safety car for sure. I think this is going to finish under safety car conditions, double yellows. I think that might have stopped the front two from being able to race. Again, remains to be seen. Just glad he's okay. That's a big impact. It's a big, big impact there. Just got off-sighted over the top of the crest. Oh, yeah, he's angry with himself. Dips the right wheels onto the grass. The track falls away from you there. And, well, I tell you what, we are going to have a final battle here. We are going to have a final battle. They're coming up towards where, indeed, the incident happened. There should be yellow flags being waved in there for sure. Van Parijs, then, yeah, there are yellow flags. But once they come out of this section here, they're golden. Here we go, race time in towards that second chicane then, around the final part of this race. It's been a chase down of 5 seconds then for Van Parijs. Van Parijs has had a sensational race so far. Indeed, he had to make 3 or 4 overtakes early in this race just to get himself into P2. And has Van Eindhoven done all the hard work early enough in this race to potentially take the race victory? Runs out a little bit wide here. I think it might be a little bit too much work to do for Van Parijs. I think Van Eindhoven may have the job done here. And, well, we wanted to see potentially a Belgian win the race. It looks like we're going to see a Dutchie on the top step of the podium here. Round the final corner we come, and it is going to be a win for Huub Van Eindhoven. Congratulations to him. Van Parijs threw everything and the kitchen sink at him, but wasn't able to quite take the race victory. Fantastic racing from both of them. Well, it is anyone's guess as to who's going to finish where. We're seeing cars fall off the track left, right, and centre. It is going to be Dylan de Dale then, who is going to lose the championship lead today as well. He will finish in P3. Steven Van Rie, P4. Vermeulen will take P5. Xavier Masson will take P6 here and will be pretty angry with how his race went ultimately in the end. Ghislaine Cordill will take a top 7 here. Very good stuff from him. John de Wilder is going to finish in P8. We've then got P9 for Ziad Geris, a Pro-Am driver. Then Larison actually got himself back up into a top 10 position. So great racing then from him. We have then got Floris Dullart in P11. In P12 then, we've got Philip Toonkens in the yellow car. Shame we didn't get to see too much there of that car. It's a beautiful livery as well. In 13th then, the Russian Andrei Mukovoz finishes in P12. But we look at the race winner coming across the line here. And, well, we're going to see a very, very excitable Huub Van Eindhoven. Looked like we may see some weather at the end of the race today, but didn't quite happen. So I'm expecting to see some rain over the next couple of races today. As you can see, some very excitable, very, very excitable engineers and pit crews. Happy with the performance. So here is the official results then. Eindhoven wins, Paris second, De Dale, Van Rie, Vermeulen, Masson, Cordill, De Wilder, Larison, and Geris. So Larison actually got P9 in the end. Dullart, Toonkens, Mukovoz, Van der Viersten, Zakarevsky, Fremuth, Kreeft, and Salens. 2 laps down is your official finishing order. As we watch Van Eindhoven here then do a lap of honour. What a fantastic race it was. Here we go then, here is your top 3. Dylan de Dale does take 3rd position. And then we have indeed got Glenn Van Parijs in 2nd position, had to scratch his way up to P2, but did indeed do that. But then your race winner then, it's lights to flag, it's Huub Van Eindhoven. Again, last season for me, the most improved driver across all of the championships I casted on. And well, he is absolutely flying this season. He takes P1 here in race 1 at Zolder.
Ja, en dat komt inderdaad van over. Ik moet nog even spannen gaan. Die die Parijs die waardig gaat. Dat was ineens sowieso een rommeltje aan het eind. Ja, dat zou sowieso. Maar 1-2 waren in ieder geval Marija. Dat was best wel op snelheid rijden. Die wordt een fout gemaakt. Het zal door het vrolijke gaan. Als het gewoon goed gegaan is. Kijk, ik heb zo
and here's some of the drivers, and still one missing. We need
Glenn Parijs. You need still Glenn Parijs. He's there, and I think it stays there.
here we are. Okay, and then we can start with a podium ceremony for the 7th round of Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux. We start with the 3rd place, and the name of the driver in the car with the 99 is Dylan Derdale. Congratulations, P3. For NGT Racing in the car, and he got the 2nd spot at the end of the race. Clap your hands for Glenn van Parijs. And here's our winner from the Netherlands, Huub van Eindhoven. Congratulations! And to honor the winner, to honor Huub van Eindhoven, he is the national anthem of the Netherlands.
Congratulations once again, guys, and now take your trophies, raise them up to the air as soon as the photographers are satisfied and everyone is smiling. I would say get together maybe for another picture, and then it's time for you and time for a sparkling shower. Time for champagne, guys! And I've heard they want to use their overalls tomorrow again without any smell, so this is why we don't have any sprayed champagne. But of course we have another 2 honorings here for podium ceremony of the Pro-Am classification, as we have the overall. And I would like to have the top 3 drivers of the Pro-Am classification as well on the podium, and we start with a P3. And we start with Floris Delar. Congratulations! Guys, we need the top 3 of the Pro-Am classification. They are on the way. So, yeah, we have to fill the time a little bit as the cars are down in the Porsche paddock and they have a very long wait.